Hi everyone, this is Apple coming back at you. Okay, today's video is going to be something that's pretty interesting and very comical. Okay, so I was actually on YouTube earlier and I decided to go into the trending category, and I was seeing Donald Trump's picture popping up all over the place in multitudes of different videos from different channels. Okay, so I went ahead and I decided, let's go click on one, okay? Because I want to know what's going on. So I actually did click on Stephen Colbert. He runs the late night show, and okay, so he is a comedian, okay? But I did fact check everything that he was saying at the end of it. I just wanted to make sure that everything was true, and everything is true, okay? So you guys, this is what the 411 is, okay? So on February 18th, Donald Trump had held a rally in Florida, and the point of that rally is to talk about some news that he heard from Fox News, okay? And that news would be that Sweden, the country of Sweden, does allow immigrants into their country. And Donald Trump further explains that since they do that, the crime rate has skyrocketed, okay? Which is, now you might say, okay, so what else? Well, guess what? Everything that he was telling all of these people in this rally, huge turnout, was actually not true. In fact, in Sweden, their country, despite the fact that they allow immigrants into their country, their crime rate has plummeted since 2005. Like, to current day, they just basically just don't have that much crime. Now, yes, there is some crime, but it's kind of like equivalent to saying, like, say in all America, there's three shootings here in America, right? And that's like Sweden saying about us, like, oh, yeah, they had 3 shootings a year in their country. Don't ever go there because it's a hellhole of murderous, crime-ridden angsts, right? Nasty, disgusting, crazy, not safe country. So isn't that insulting to us? So, but basically what Donald Trump was to infer that Sweden is just that, like a crime-ridden, horrible place. So it gets better, it gets better. So now the former Prime Minister of Sweden decided to tweet this. Yes. Okay, so it's not just this dude right here. It's not just Carl Bildt saying this. It's everybody saying it in Sweden and all over America as well. Like, people are just so insulted. Like, we insulted this country for like no reason, and Americans are just like so embarrassed about this. You guys, it's really, really crazy. And I don't know. Yeah, so all of this happened, and of course Donald Trump made a comeback by putting up a tweet that says this. So as you can see, he still stands by what he says, and he still stands by Fox News. Please let me give you a little bit of information about Fox News. Now, Fox News is a Boston-based station, okay? Fox News is just known to be biased conservatives, okay? So they basically tell the news how they want you to see it, even whether it's factual or non-factual. So basically around here, we just know that Fox News is joke station central, okay? So if you're going to take news, that's the one place you do not take. It's like a comedy show. It really is. And the sad thing is that people still watch Fox News, some of us Bostonians, as stating facts. Believe me, it's total bullshit. This channel is a total joke, and Donald Trump decides to go ahead and get his news from Fox News. Doesn't it make sense to get a briefing from the governmental intelligence? You know what I mean? Like, he has these people, like Donald Trump has it right in his hands. He can get the first news, the first exact news from these people who are supposed to be working with Donald Trump, and they do, but he doesn't. Donald Trump decides to get his information from Fox News and not from where it's going to be actual and factual news, okay? It just doesn't make any sense to me. But anyways, the humorous thing is that Donald Trump goes ahead and he decides to tweet another ridiculous statement, and in this statement he tries to change up the subject, talking about this. Oh my, this is our president, you guys. What can I say about this? What can I freaking say about this? The Walking Dead, that's what we should be talking about. Yeah, because we have a real issue with that. Okay, you guys, now this is not as funny as what I've been talking about. That was very, very comical. But the truth of the matter is that we do have a real issue. Now, Donald Trump is trying to make it a real point that immigrants in countries, not just ours, but like in Sweden, that was his whole point, but that kind of like broke down and faltered, right? So like back to this country, like this whole campaign running for presidency was that he was going to get immigrants out of this country so we can stop paying $2.5 billion on these, taking care of these immigrants, okay? The idea there is that immigrants, usually what they do is that they come here and they get on governmental assistance, on like welfare, okay? So we're paying for $2.5 billion to take care of these people. So put roofs over their heads, food on their table, on their education, etc., etc., etc. Now the Americas, like, yeah, we want Donald Trump for president because if we get these immigrants out of our country, that $2.5 billion can go towards helping like jobs, etc. Okay, but like, did you guys know? And I bet you didn't, because I didn't. That doesn't mean that you didn't though. But did you guys know that the whole immigration deportation is costing America $5 billion a year? The truth of the matter is that when immigrants are captured and they are brought in and they are sent to camps like Camp Burke, right? These camps are, the whole project is actually costing us $5 billion a year to deport immigrants. I don't know if you guys know that yet, because 10,000 people, governmental people, were just hired to run these camps and anything that goes hand in hand with deportation of these immigrants, okay? So basically what I'm telling you is that we were spending $2.5 billion while immigrants were run free. They were able to run free in our country, doing whatever it is that they were doing, even if they were getting on welfare, okay? $2.5 billion was spent on that. But now we're spending $5 billion, because the other $2.5 billion is all that money goes to hiring the people to run these camps and anything else that goes along with this deportation, okay? So basically what I'm saying is that it's actually cheaper for us to allow immigrants to stay in our country. And I know illegality is legality, etc., etc. I understand that, okay? But it's actually cheaper. and I'm saying that, like, there has to be something done about it so we're not being inundated with immigrants, okay? But like the amount of immigrants that we do have in our country current day is costing us a lot less, $2.5 billion less, to let them be in the country and do whatever they're doing, okay? But now that we have them in these camps and we're hiring people to maintain these camps and do the whole deportation thing to get them, you know, did you know that we keep immigrants in this country in these camps for a year and a half to 2+ years. Did you know that? Yeah, so while you think, oh, the immigrants are being plucked and thrown back into their country, no, they're being picked up and put into these camps like the Burt camp in Pennsylvania. They're held there, and it's usually mothers and children who are held there in these camps until they're ready to be deported. So it's costing us like $5 billion a year to run these camps, you guys. So basically, like I said, it's much cheaper to have them just doing whatever it is they're doing here in America than adding an additional $2.5 billion, holding them in deportation camps. Like, it's really, really crazy. And people are saying, like, oh my God, like $2.5 billion. And we have veterans in our streets. I mean, like 60 to 70% of our homeless people are veterans. Are you aware of that? Like, basically, people who fought for our country, they get diddly squat. Pretty much. They go homeless because they can't afford to keep their houses or to eat or anything, to bathe, to clothe themselves. To clothe themselves is what I meant. Like, and then also we have schools closing down because we can't afford to keep our schools open. We just simply can't keep them open. So yeah, they're all being closed down, but yet we have $2.5 billion a year spent on deportation camps. Guys, like, there's something not quite right going on here. I mean, the only thing that you can really say to me is that, oh, but it's illegal, so we should punish them somehow. Well, it's kind of like, so what? Like, so what? Then other people are going to say, well, you know, they're taking all of our jobs. For those who are not on assistance, they come here and take their jobs. But you know what? That $2.5 billion can be spent on giving loans to people who want to run industries, businesses, and to build from that. You know how so many people who have business minds and the desire to want to build these massive businesses, but they can't because they can't afford to do it. And wouldn't it be wonderful if we took that $2.5 billion and put that money into the pockets of the Americans who want to build and create more and more jobs? Like, I think it's just so backwards, so backwards. Like, America is not totally understanding the bigger picture here, and including myself. Like, I really didn't know. I had no idea that these camps existed, you guys, where mothers and children are being torn from the comforts of their long-lived lives here in America, illegally, sure, but now they're being put in these camps where we're paying for it. Not $2.5 billion with them being free to run the land, but now $5 billion with keeping them in these camps until they're ready for deportation. And that, like I said, they've been in these camps for years. Children and mothers. Now, I actually want to ask this question, like, what is more heavy? What is more damning? The weight of illegalities, we want to punish them for entering our country, or the lack of humanity that we have as Americans? Will we allow mothers and children to be held in these prisons? Okay, because essentially these camps are prisons, and I should have said that. I'm going to put in a little clip for you guys just to see. Their faces are going to be blurred, but these are the Burt camps / prisons that they have in Pennsylvania. So, okay, so like now seeing that, I don't know, are you wavering in your stance? Get rid of the immigrants. Get rid of them. We need the money for our people. Like I said, the truth of the matter is we're spending more money, double the amount of money on immigrants to get them deported than we would to have them stay in our country. I don't know. What do you guys think? Please leave your comments down below. So that kind of went from up here to down there, right? Some comedy down to here. But it's just like, ugh. Sometimes you just have to like bring the comedy, because like when we have to deal with the reality of what's going on in our country and how we are being so, how we live our lives with such a huge lack of humanity for people who are like you and me, like all for the word illegal immigrants or illegality. Alright, so until next time, apple slices, mwah, mwah, love everybody, and I'll see you next time. Toodles!